So now that we've kind of gone through the strategic thinking behind our initiative, we're going to go through the actual executions of our Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook pages. And we're going to go through these 3 social networks in the order of their launch dates. So we're going to start with Twitter. Now when you log into Twitter, you enter the home page and you see a list of tweets, and the most recent tweets are always on the top. And so because of this real-time nature of Twitter, there's no guarantee that everybody will see the tweets that we post. And in order to overcome this barrier, we make it a point to tweet multiple times a day, and we tweet content from all 4 of our content categories. Now, with Twitter, what we really want to keep in mind is that we need to keep our followers engaged. And in order to do this, we make it a point to retweet any interesting or relevant information that our followers tweet. We make it a point to follow everybody who follows us. And we encourage people to direct message us with any questions or comments about the program or a Twitter page. And also, we make it a point to thank people when they mention us or when they tweet at us. And so, something that's really unique to our Texas AdGrad Twitter page is our AdGrad Happy Hour, which is a trend we started. So every Tuesday, we spotlight a student or alumni, we highlight some of their work or accomplishments, and we highlight any online content that they may have, whether it be their LinkedIn page, their blogs, or their website. And this has been really successful. We had a student who tweeted back at us after we highlighted their work, and she said that her website content went up, her website traffic went up 35%. And so this has become a really successful thing that we're doing every week. Now with LinkedIn, it's a little different than our Facebook and our Twitter page in the sense that there's a sense of exclusivity between our students and alumni. We have a membership accepting process where we make sure that the student's part of the Texas AdGrad network before we let them into our group. And the reason behind this is because we have job postings that are exclusive to the Texas AdGrad network. So these aren't job postings that you can find on Facebook or Twitter. They're from alumni who are currently in the industry, and they're looking for Texas AdGrads to hire. And this allows for our students to speak with the professionals that are currently out there. Another thing on our LinkedIn is the discussion board. And with our discussion board, we really want to start talking to students and alumni about things that are happening in the industry. And as you can see from one of our discussion boards, this is a conversation not only between students, but also students, faculty, and mid-level professionals. Everybody can talk about, where social media is going to be in 10 years, what the industry is going to look like. And we really want this LinkedIn page to be a place for people to discuss this kind of stuff.
How are people finding you? How are you asking people to join into these conversations?
Well, we do cross-promote between all our social networks. So on the Twitter page, you can see that we have the Facebook and LinkedIn listed there. And also we have a listserv that we can send out to past alumni or current graduate students or current undergraduates. Yeah.
Well, kind of the base promotion that we did is we went through all our personal contacts. So for example, I sent out 127 invites to my contacts who were Texas AdGrads. Okay. And from there, when they join the network, it shows up on the news feed on LinkedIn. So if one of their connections isn't in it and they're a Texas AdGrad, they'll click on that and join.
Got it.
So despite the numbers you saw earlier on Facebook, that 100% of our graduate students all had a Facebook account, there's actually an internal debate among all of us whether or not we should do a fan page. It actually got a little heated. There were some defriending threats going on, but no, I only kid. But really, we decided in the end that it was just the numbers were too large to ignore. But the thing what we wanted to do was we wanted to do it right. A lot of Facebook fan pages, they'll start out strong and those become stagnant. And people will become a fan of them, but then soon forget about them. So what we decided to do to kind of fit it into our strategy was to make it our virtual trophy case. So what we wanted to do was kind of to show off the program through visual means. And really, we didn't want it to be like an everyday communication tool, but rather let the fans kind of provide the content. So there's 3 main components of a Facebook fan page: wall post, photos, and video. The first thing, wall post. Some of the things that we knew would happen were that people would kind of provide topics of discussion to talk about. So you could post something about a relevant industry news story, and then people would comment on it and add to it. We also figured that some people would kind of promote their own work that's being done through their agencies. But what we didn't realize is that, then this is something that kind of happened organically, was that people would start posting job postings. And as you know, jobs are kind of hard, the postings are hard to find. So having these presented and promoted through our Texas AdGrad Nation is really something great for all of our students to have. The next thing that we, as part of a Facebook fan page, is the photos and the videos. Not only can we add this content, but our fans can add it. So on our Facebook fan page, you'll find pictures of agency visits, of campus speakers that have come here to talk to our students, as well as some old faculty pictures. And you might notice a few faces in here, a little younger though, of course. But what we noticed is that when you
We were
tag...
much older when that picture was taken.
So what's that?
We were much older when this was
Oh,
taken.
okay, so you're right. Okay. What we noticed though is once you tag these people in these photos, they kind of start to reminisce about it and start to post some comments. So it's really been a great interactive thing with that. Something new that we've added is that we've started posting videos of presentations from classes. We find this is a really good recruiting tool for us, as it not only shows off to all the agencies and HR recruiters out there just how good our students are and how good our talent is, but it also allows potential and incoming students to realize what's going to be expected from them in the program. And finally, we have discussion boards. Right now, as Gary mentioned earlier, we have an incoming class coming in this fall. And so Robin, our graduate coordinator, she posted a forum where you can kind of introduce yourself. So these students can kind of learn about each other before they even come to Austin, Texas. The other thing that we have, which is pertinent to current students, is something we call Ask Jenna. Jenna Santana is our graduate peer advisor, and students that have any questions dealing with academic concerns can post a question to her, and she will directly respond to them. So it's been really just a great interactive tool. And so through all of this, and after only 3 weeks of having the Facebook fan page, we've had almost 700. Well, now they like it. As you guys know, it's no longer fans. They like the Texas AdGrad program. But really, we feel like this is a pretty significant number for only being in the works for 3 weeks. As with any social media campaign, the measurement and the tracking is very essential, especially for the clients. They want to see really what is becoming of it. And it's also good for us because we can learn what's working and what's not working. So right now, each week, we actually go in and do this on our own, but there's now services out there that you can purchase to track it for you. But it's just great because with us, we have our own Bitly accounts, and so we can see which cross promotions work best by judging how many clicks were sent over to that other site. Also, at the end of the year, we plan on putting together a final recap, kind of showing where we started with and what we ended up doing. And also for turnover, since some of us will be graduating and some of us will be staying on, we're going to be creating a book for the next social media mavens to kind of know how we really want the social media strategy to look.
So we have all these people jumping onto the social media bandwagon, but what makes our plan unique to Texas AdGrads? Well, a lot of brands today, when they jump into social media, they want to portray a certain personality to gain favor from their audience. But for us, it's not a concern, because the personality of the program is defined by and loved by Texas AdGrads themselves. It's the diverse collection of experiences, thinking, and individual personalities that give the program its competitive edge. And so instead of trying to gain favor, we're enhancing communication to strengthen that network. And in a way, we are the discussion moderators. We're allowing AdGrads to talk amongst themselves and talk about whatever they want to talk about. But every so often, when necessary, we do stoke that fire to make sure that the communication flame is still burning. And the beauty of all this is that through this constant trialogue, through Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, people will start to take notice. People will start listening in, and people will keep an eye on Texas AdGrads. And naturally, we'll start building fans who recognize the power of our network and want to get as close as possible to it. Whether it's hiring a Texas AdGrad, or turning to a Texas AdGrad for insight and advice, or even by becoming a Texas AdGrad themselves. So thank you again for this opportunity for us to show you who Texas AdGrads are and how we're utilizing social media to make sure we do remain as one of the top programs in the nation. I know a lot of this was kind of an overview, so we actually have an appendix for each of you in a little goodie bag. On the goodie bag is a USB. Don't eat that. It has our presentation on it, so feel free to use that. And in this appendix, there's a bio of each of us, so what our backgrounds are, what our interests are, and our resume, and then all of the reports, so you can look at all the analytics.